In today.
Is being recorded.
Hey, happy health habits happy hour. If you didn't get to see my little happy dance on Facebook today, I had to entertain myself and get a little love and play in today and start the day the right way out of a motivation of love and play. So I just did a little happy dance. I decided every day I do it, and I do it in the bathroom, and I thought, well, why not just do it in public today?
Good.
You have to check that out. Yeah, check it out. Let me do this. I'm going to share. I'm going to screen share. I'm going to not. I want to play just like a 2-minute snippet of Dr. A. But before we do that, I want to congratulate you, everyone, for being here today. Loving yourself enough to be here. Can we see this?
Yes, we can.
You
yes.
Can see it? Love yourself enough to give yourself a great big hug. Deep breaths, right? Carrie will not be here to lead, so we'll have to just kind of do our own little relaxation, right? You're loving yourself enough to live a healthy lifestyle. You are my tribe of optimists, which I love this term, love it. We're a celebrator of small victories, markers of many milestones, crusher of daily goals, mentor of mastery, and hero of habits. And everybody give Betty a high five today because this is the 4th meeting. Everyone, high five, high five. Woo-woo. I love the internet high five. It's great. Betty, congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Meeting number 4. Wow. And live in person. I love it. So you guys are my peeps. I love you. So keep giving yourselves a great big hug from me and each other. As we go through this, if you're listening on recording, if you're new, Elaine, Eileen, anyone else listening in, we have the macro habits of health. You guys know these by heart now? Do you know your macro habits? Can you say them out loud?
I can read them.
Yep.
Yeah.
David called us out on Monday night. That's one of the secrets. You got to know what they are to master them, right?
Yes, he did.
So we got to know the rocks that need to be in the bucket to get our circle whole and integrate our habits. See, remember the little rocks are in the circle and they're a little pathway. They're a little stone pathway. Isn't that a great analogy?
Yeah.
The little, it's either you look at it going up the mountain or you look at it as a little path going down. I love that. So remember those macro habits lead us to that circle of wholeness and integrity and harmony with our bodies and our minds and souls. And it's a form of self, right? The more we master all the mental health, the discovery, the inner voice. He talked about the inner voice on Tuesday. What's the inner voice called, y'all? What is it?
Ego.
It's the ego. Oh,
Ego.
It's so good to know. We can call that. I call it the Amy, the mini me, right? The Satan or the angel. It's the other Amy. My evil Amy. But that inner voice, right? How do we master that? And it's all a form of self-care, right? To get all these habits together. So give yourself a high five, woo! And each other again for being here to learn the master the habits. And we're going to talk about Monday first because I've got this up, and then we'll switch over to some of the other conversation about Dr. Anderson and oh goodness, Tuesday night they had a special coach reveal kind of what's coming in the last 90 days of the year and into the next, the first quarter of next year. So I want to update you all about that. Also, and I want to play a little 2-minute video and a snippet Dr. Anderson did last night. So I'll get you all up to speed about what's coming in the future. So what did everybody get out of Monday night? Let's talk about the sauce. I love this. I'm giving it
I
to
loved it too.
all the new clients are going to get this. Tell me about the sauce, girls. Tell me what you got out of the sauce. What's S?
Support. Coach.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't dodge them for sure. That's for sure.
Don't dodge your coach.
Well, I thought it was interesting too. You said you're much more successful if you keep up with your coach and let them guide you through.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And the one of them had said that's what he would do, that he assumed that if he wasn't doing well, that they didn't want to hear from him, which is,
Right.
I think that goes back to the ego speaking again.
Right.
Oh, you better not talk to your coach. That's when I go, first of all, Dr. Michelle, you know, I tattle on myself immediately. So
So he said if the coach doesn't hear from you, you know you're doing well, or was it the other way? What was it the other way around?
I don't think you're supposed to not hear from your coach. That's not good at all. No.
Yeah. You're supposed to hear from your coach.
Yes.
Absolutely. Kathy, what you got is what I got. And there is, and I've heard this before and I've totally forgot it, but clinical research shows that you're twice as likely to be, they did a clinical test.
Yeah.
If you are showing up at 75% of your coach calls and or your like community events or things like this, you're going to lose twice the amount of weight. It went from 6 pounds to 15 pounds on average in that period of time. It's awesome. I mean, it's so cool because you're staying accountable to somebody, and that is one of the keys to the sauce, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The key ingredients in the sauce. What else did you guys get?
Okay. Read, write, use the book, use the videos, use any kind of communicate. Come to your meetings on Wednesday, all of that. So
use all your support.
Yes.
Your is the S of secret sauce. And Kathy, I'm so glad you're here. You needed some support. You've had a lot of things going on the last couple of weeks with your hubby, right? Do you have any wins or learns you want to share that we just need to get out in the open right now?
Well, I just after listening to Monday night, it's so like know the products, because like going to all these doctor's appointments and sometimes you sit there for so long. I just packed my purse with bars, and it even helped my husband because he was hungry at one point, and I gave him a bar, and he liked it. he's not really into the bars, but when you're hungry, it was pretty good. So that's been helpful, and just helping me through this whole process. What I've learned mentally through this system has really helped me. Mm-hmm. So I think that's my win. I don't know where I would be in this situation had I not been in this program and had these tools to help me deal with this. So very grateful.
Oh, raise your hand if you've thought that before. Thank God you think of these.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, I know some of these tools, you just think, well, where would I have been? And you always look back at where you were when you started. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you have rated yourself, right? And now where are you? And then look in the next 90 days, because we're already 90 days till the end of the year, right? So what can you accomplish? And so note to self, what's your score now? And what could it be by the end of 2024? So little note to self. So Kathy, I'm so proud of you for implying what you've learned. And I'm so blessed that you're still here and showing up and using the tools and being a role model in the world. That's just fantastic.
Yes.
Well, I actually got on the scale this morning and I dropped 2 pounds, but we were with the grandkids all weekend and we were on the go. And, and then plus they have a dog. So I'd take the dog out for a walk. So I must've got, some good exercise.
Bonus.
And then the boys had cross country. So again, you eat. We can't eat at 7:30 when they're all done, So again, I took my bars, and I just kind of, was chewing on my bars while they were running, and I was able to not eat something bad at the concession stand. So I am
good for you.
So thankful for the bars.
Oh, it does keep you out of the bad, doesn't it? Oh. So good. So good. So that support. Anyone else have anything to say about the support? Like what it's meant, what you got out of that section or what it's meant to you?
Well, that second finger really, really meant a lot to me. How he said, really get in there, learn those meal plans, learn what they stand for. And I realized that I've completely gone back. They weren't feelings anymore. I'm thinking them as food, and I don't have enough food. And he was saying that you, with those meals, you can get by,
right?
And you have everything you need, and you're not hungry. And it's like, oh yeah, I wasn't hungry a year ago. And now, if you were to make it up yourself, you can go 1,800 calories all by myself, and I still can't make it. and I still can't make it. And that just last night I got out and dug out my books, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry, but I was reading chapter or 12. I was reading 12 and making notes and doing all kinds of things. So element 12 was read last night between 12 o'clock and 1 this morning. So.
Do you see my happy dance?
Yeah.
Are you seeing my happy dance? Oh my God.
Yes, I do. I do. It really, really, because how fast that ego gets in there and changes it. Well, you don't have enough food. Of course, I don't have enough food, but I have enough fuelings, and I'd forgotten that part. And that's now that's back in my head again.
I tell you what, if I could get every single person who buys that stupid box of food to do what you just did, the world would be a better place.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yes, my box comes tomorrow, by the way. Yay, I can't wait.
Betty skipped forward to you in the sauce. So let's skip forward to you because she brought us there, right? So you was understand. Betty's understanding now at a higher level, right?
Yes.
Understand all the plans, understand fat burn, understand the transition, right, Deb?
Yes.
Transition, get it. It's a science. It's that way for a reason.
Yes.
It is a science.
It is medically proven, clinically trialed, put together. Everybody tries to do their own thing all the time, guys. Just make it easy, right?
Yeah, and it didn't work before.
Yeah.
Why would it work now? When this does work, So.
And element 12, I really heard that too, Betty. I heard that. I like, I better go back and look at that because it is it's very specific science, right? So understand. Anybody else get something out of that section? Under you, we'll go back to A.
Well, the community time that was a couple weeks ago when it was called the fat burn. What was it called? Talking about the salads and just talking about all of the sabotage things that sabotage you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So actually, I was talking with Elaine, and
the sweet success of fat burn or something.
Yeah, she also mentioned about beverages, waters that look at your labels in the waters, what they have in them.
Yes.
You think it says 0 calories, but what's it have in it, So they didn't bring that one up, but she mentioned it to me. And so, but that was a very good community time to look how you are getting. You think you're on 5 and 1, and you're not getting you may not be getting the results. Mm-hmm. And so there's a reason why you're not getting the results because it is a science.
Yep. Like Amy said. It's just a matter of putting your goggles on and finding it, right? And Mary, quite contrary, she is helping the newbies. What did you call somebody out on the other day, Mary? You said on Facebook, you said they were looking at extracts, and you said, "Oh, sure."
Yep. I had mentioned to mix it up by adding extracts. And then she replied and said, "Oh, great. Thank you. I added that sugar-free syrup to my macchiato and it was amazing." And it was like, no, don't look at syrup is not an extract. An extract is a vanilla, an almond, a alcohol-based baking thing, not a sauce of caramel. And then she was like, "Oh." Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, those Torrini skinny syrups they got junk in them.
Yeah.
No, they're but a drop of almond extract is all you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what goes along with that, I remember hearing say, if it's not in your guide, don't eat it. Or something. Right. If it's not in your guide, it's not on plan, or it's going to potentially sabotage you.
Right.
I tell my clients, if it's not in your guide, it's not in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, good one. Okay.
I caught if it's 10 times the results. You get 10 times greater results working the plan than doing it yourself. 10 10 times the results or 10 times faster. One and the other. I can't remember what. I'll have to go back and listen. Anybody hear that?
I didn't hear that one, but it sounds good. Yeah.
Any other ahas in the understanding section in the U? I had a big one. I've been doing this almost 6 years, and here's my big one. The 5-in-1 plan is, I somehow this just hit me, and I'm sure I've heard this before, but in the 5-in-1, it's 100 to 1,000 calories. So people are so stuck. I just talked to a girl this week, stuck on this calorie thing. Yeah. I'm like, well, you don't understand. You're going to get all the nutrients you need in this. And David expressly said it's going to take 15 to 1,800 calories to get the same amount of nutrient density. That is why we use these little stupid things, because most of us don't even have a total energy expenditure of 1,800 calories, right? So does that make sense? It makes
that's what hit me. That's what hit me last night. That sent me to element 12.
Me too. Me too. That makes so much sense. That's why you can eat healthy as much as you're eating healthy. You can't lose weight because you're still not having the calorie deficit with the nutrient balance at the same time. I totally, I've never heard it like that before.
No, I didn't either. And that sent me right to element 12. And it's not food, it's fueling. And there's a difference between food, stuff, and fueling, which is you're burning exactly what you need.
Yep. The nutrient density is much higher than, So anyway, that was my understanding. And then the other thing is we get debunkers all the time. MDs will debunk this. Other healthcare professionals will debunk it. People that debunk it, it doesn't work. And do you know how many people that have tried Optavia or who have done Optavia and it didn't work? I mean, do you know how many? They didn't do it.
Yeah.
They didn't. They probably didn't work the plan correctly.
Right.
They more than likely and probably positively didn't have a clue about the habits health system, right? And didn't do that either. So they didn't do anything. Yeah. They just ate some of the stupid food. So I mean, we have all the evidence. What I love is the science and the evidence and the clinical support to say, no, you're wrong. This does work, and it's clinically proven. Period. Yes. Love it. How about action? What about A? Who likes the action section? Where'd you guys get that? What was A?
Oh, I put them down by numbers. I didn't even know they matched the letters. I didn't even look at that.
Take action on the Habits of Health book.
Yep. S is support, U is understanding, A is action, right? Take action on the Habits of Health book, right? Anybody else? What else you get?
And now installing the new, do I want to call it an app? The Journey to Health?
Yeah, the Path to Health app. Yep. Mm-hmm. Take action on it. Use it. Use it. Absolutely. A book on the shelf collecting dust doesn't help. I've talked to 2 people this week who have those books on the shelf. Yeah, I got them. Oh, dust them off, get them into action, right?
You got to bring in your proof that it's ratty and broken and little notes all over it. Yes,
I have bring that. The proof of the ratty books, right?
Yes.
We don't take action on that. We're just eating stupid food in a stupid package. Okay. Yes. What about C? What about C? Community?
Well, with community, it said you need to know that, participate in. And I liked what he said, do for a season what you don't like to do. Mm-hmm. Because he brought up the fruit. And that's been a big one for me because I think I've gone so long without fruit. I need to eat fruit. I'm starting to add fruit in, and it's like I just need a small time more. I'm getting everything I need. I just need a small time more. And to really hear him say that, because once you start arguing, you argue about everything.
I know.
Well, if a peanut's good, then 3 handfuls is better, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. It's that way for us. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The community, what else did you guys get out of the C-section community?
Okay.
Well, to, watch the various videos and be, participating in everything that's being offered, at least, try to catch some of the things. I mean, there's really are a lot of really good resources.
Yeah. Yeah. And so go ahead.
And there's recordings of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an excuse to say, well, I can't be there. I'm busy at that time. There's recordings for everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And to your point, Betty, to your point, you may be uncomfortable for a season. And there are people who are uncomfortable on Zoom, uncomfortable using technology, uncomfortable, even showing up at a live thing with other people, or even, it's uncomfortable, but we don't grow in our jammies. If we don't get up past our comfort zone, we're not going to grow. Right.
That's true. Yep. And he said, learn other people's story, but then share your story.
Yeah.
Share it. Right.
Yeah.
And what is
share
that?
your story.
When we have community, we have, what was the H word? Hope.
Hope. Okay.
Yeah.
We get hope. Right. If I can do it, if Betty can do it, if David can do it, if Dr. Sharon can do it, if Margot can do it, if Mary can do it, I can do it. Right. So we get hope in the group.
Cher was cute because she said, I lost 100 pounds and I only used 2 fingers when she started. And I thought that's good, because that's how you grow. Then you go back and you pick this part up. Then you pick that and you make yourself better as a whole, the whole round, Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about uncomfortable. That girl is shy as a church mouse. And I have seen her go from this to she's,
really?
David has coached her, nudged her, and drug her and pushed her.
That's what some of us need that.
I don't need that, of course, but she sure did. And it's really great. I just need to shut up. But anyways, that's not going to happen. Engage. Okay, engage others. What'd you guys get out of that? How about you, Deb? You haven't shared yet. Melanie's on. Woohoo! I don't think she can talk, but Roxy, Elaine, if you guys can come up and what'd you get, Deb?
I didn't listen to it, so I'm really happy you're going over it.
Do you have a win of the week or a learn of the week potentially with where are you this week, my friend?
Discouraged is where I am this week, but we're going to talk at 4:00, and today is the first day of trying to get myself under control.
So what did we learn from Dr. Anderson Tuesday? Did you hear that yet, Deb?
Didn't hear that.
Okay.
I didn't hear that one either.
You're going to go back and you're going to listen to this and it's going to go, oh, Mary had this aha moment too from Monday. So whatever the discouragement is what is it, Mary? Your ego. And it's discouraging you. And it's saying it's the negative, automatic negative thoughts, the ants in your brain. Get rid of the brain ants or the brain rats, right? It's our ego. So E for engaging others. He just taught, anybody, just to finish this up, did he get to, let's get to that. He was just saying, did you guys get anything on that, Sharon or Mary, in the engage section?
By sharing your journey with others, you help pull yourself along, you help inspire others, you just get the motivation, you find the motivation within yourself by sharing, and it keeps you accountable.
Yeah. And like Sharon discovered on vacation, what did you do? I'm living a healthy lifestyle and I'm choosing not. And she had to be around a bunch of sabotagers.
I don't, and I choose not to.
Yes.
I love what David said. He said, I'm learning to enjoy a healthy lifestyle and I'm making changes and I'm learning to enjoy it. And I'm learning to enjoy it. Whereas people are going, oh, you can't, you poor thing, right? Well, you can engage them by sharing your enthusiasm. I'm learning to enjoy it. I'm actually having fun. I'm feeling great, and sharing live on Facebook like Mary did after her run and yeah, engaging others. So
Yes.
yeah, I think that's if we have a bunch of sabotagers, if we don't win them over with enthusiasm, they'll keep pulling us down. So back to Deb. So Deb, the voices in your head, they're called the ego, okay? So
Yeah.
what happened? What did you want to have happen? What's missing and what's next, right? What happened? What was disappointing? What happened? Do you want to share?
Well, I have a lot of things that have happened, but I'm believing right now they're just excuses. They're real, but they're excuses.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So what didn't happen? I didn't work the plan this week. Went out to eat twice with groups of people. Once I did a good job of choosing, the second time I did not. I had a
Yay for
steroid
them.
injection this week and I'm just wanting to eat. Oh, excuse, another one.
A what injection?
A steroid injection in my leg. So today I'm setting my alarm on my phone for when I can eat. Have my water in my hand.
Good for you. Good.
Yeah, that's, I guess, and we're going to talk at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Yep. And what's missing and so what happened, what you wanted to have happen was not that. What's
Mhm.
missing is your plan and making
Yep.
sure you get, and then what else was maybe missing? Getting connected with me. You could have called, right? You could have maybe,
Oh, I never even think.
right?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Text me.
I should think of that.
Oh,
But
no.
I have been going back and starting with in the life book, the first chapter, listening to the
Good. Yes.
Yeah.
podcast. So I'm doing some of the right things, but the things I'm putting in my mouth were going wrong.
Yeah. Don't forget, you can always phone home, right?
Okay.
Absolutely anytime. And what is your experience? I know Mary's using the My Path to Health now on her phone. Are you, Deb? Have you been
I don't have it on my phone. I have it on my laptop.
on your laptop? But isn't it nice? What are you guys getting? Is that helpful? What are you guys getting out of that?
I have not figured it out very well yet. So that's part of what I want to talk about it for.
Okay.
That I need help with that. I just want you to know, hon, here's one community here who already said a prayer for you right now and will
Thank
continue
you.
to. Okay.
Thank you so much.
So the community, your community is backing you up. One of your
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
You can always email or call these girls too if you
that's what I was going to say. Reach out to one of us too.
Mhm.
Instead I just try to ignore it or hide it. So thanks for calling me out today.
Mhm. You're welcome. Well, we all have to shed the shame show now and then, right? And we all get there because the ego sneaks in, and the ego is never dead. It's just quiet some days and really loud other days, right? So anyone want to say anything about Dr. Anderson on Tuesday or what they got out of it? Mary, did you have a win and a learn today you wanted to share?
Well, I enjoyed his reminding us that my thoughts are not me. So no matter what thoughts we have, I failed, I didn't do, I ate, don't keep replaying those thoughts. I mean, I told Amy about, I had a little drama at work and it started off with a Monday flurry and lots of things that leaders and other people should have communicated. But guess what? I let myself fall into that drama triangle and I spun it. And pretty soon it's like, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't do what I needed to do. So just remember
the drama mill.
Yeah, so remember, those thoughts aren't you. And so I wrote down, my thoughts are not me. They are my ego. Toss out the past labels, toss out the fears, choose who you are right now. So yeah,
Thank you.
Just quit trying to replay what you didn't do it's now. It's now. And then I also loved, too, one of the things I'd read recently said, like with me, I keep using, you think of I'm in maintenance, I'm in routine, and somebody had said, don't use the word maintenance. That was Dr. A saying, don't use the word maintenance because we're not static. We're not just here. I am constantly growing and changing and learning. So we're all in the process of transforming. We're all in the process of learning, of growing. It is a lifestyle. We aren't who we are tomorrow. I'm not who I was yesterday. So just remember, it's all about that choice. It's all about your thought. It's where you let your mind go now.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing is the ego is, it's always constantly telling you what to do. He said that on Tuesday. It's constantly telling you what to do. You get to tell it to sit down and shut up.
Yeah.
And that's what you did, Mary. You're like, no,
Yep.
I'm done.
Exactly.
I'm shifting above the line. You go in the corner, put your nose in the corner. We're done with you.
Yes.
Right. And you don't have to keep replaying the negativity, who said what they should have done, how it affected you. It's like, okay, just breathe, take your water, go on, make another choice.
Yeah.
How do I want to respond?
And I loved how he handled the women who brought in their sexual abuse and their abuse and their this and their really big bad traumas, right? He's like, okay, your ego keeps bringing that up. He's like, it's done. It's in the past.
Yeah.
Done.
And then he was reminding him that was 60 years ago. What you ate yesterday, that was yesterday. What are you going to eat now? If you live in the positive at the moment now, and that helps me too. And then I also liked that Betty said part of it, I kept replaying so I could write down every word. Sometimes you have to do things you don't like to do so you can become what you want to be. You may have to get uncomfortable for a season to get what you want. And sometimes, it's about getting uncomfortable. Hey, I went to the birthday party this weekend. I found out nobody died and nobody called me out when I said no to the cake. I was like, oh, what am I going to do? They're going to go, how come she's not eating the cake this time? And it was like, okay, no, they passed the cupcakes, they passed the cake pops. And I'm like, nope, not today. And then they all smiled at it. And I'm like, yep, it's time. It's like, okay, I've gotten sloppy.
Nobody died.
And and then after I chose not to have the cake, nobody said another word. So sometimes you play it up in your mind that they're going to make a bigger deal. And it was like, I didn't eat the cake. I stayed in fat burn. Woohoo.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. That's awesome. You know what I heard on the coach call later on last night was the ego is when you're young, your ego is in service to yourself. Your ego is all about serving you, right? Keeping you alive, keeping you safe, but also how you look and who you are. Like it's all about you, right? Your ego's in service of your pride, right? And then as you age and where you are now, learning and growing, our ego can be in service to our soul. What?
Oh yeah.
I love that. I wrote that down. I'm like, that's the jotted. Your ego can be in service to your soul and yourself, your real authentic self. And what I didn't realize is that's what I've been trying to be in search of is that life of authenticity, like who I becoming who God wants me to be and being who I am and being comfortable in my skin. And do you know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Roxy, you haven't shared yet. What have your takeaways been this week? Have you heard any of the things or not so much?
Not so much, but I mean, every time I'm understanding better because I mean, it's kind of the same thing happening to us all the time. So when doctor explained that still we have to sit on the side of the river and watch the river, I mean, I just get it because I mean, sometimes we get really into the water and all the this crazy water.
You get in the rapids.
You get into the rapids and suddenly you don't see it. But if you just get out and watch everything, and for me, it's like, wow. So every time I just love them. And as I have to translate this, I watch it so many times because I don't get it sometimes the first time. And then I really have to say it, the idea, not just the translation, because sometimes the translation doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so you have to share the concept.
Yeah. And then I just have to get it. As like, oh, okay, yeah. I usually get it until the fourth time, and it was like, oh, so. But I just love to talk about this because it really helped myself a lot.
Yeah.
Think about how much deeper you get it than any of us because you go through it 4 times.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, that really, I mean, after I got, I'll be like a little bit more about for my separation from my husband. And I feel a little bad because I don't feel so bad. So I have to say it.
It may be healthy for you. Maybe that's a healthy thing for you.
Oh yeah, it is. I
Yes.
mean, it's like my
You feel bad because you don't feel so bad anymore.
I really, I mean, not anymore, but I never get so deep into that because of this, because I said, and I use read something that, yeah, the habits of health, of course, because I understand, every person, even if it's your your husband or your daughter, have their freedom, and then you have to accept it. So even if it's painful, I feel emotional now, but it's hard to accept it. And if after you accepted this, I mean, you feel better. But
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, you were saying that to someone on Tuesday, right? Exactly.
Yes.
yeah, and every last I said listening and listening, I was like, oh, I just get it.
Feel it and let it go. Just feel
Yeah.
it. Feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the problem is, Roxy, with all of us. We don't want to, in our country, we don't want to feel anything. We'll do anything to not feel anything. If we do anything to not feel anything, we're going to feel it for years and years and years. We've got to feel it.
It stays there, like resisting, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it stays in your body. It's stored energy in there. It's stored trauma because we keep it in there instead of feeling it and letting it go.
And it ferments. It starts fermenting. That's
And remember, if you can handle the emotion for 90 seconds to maybe 5 minutes, okay, maybe a couple days, or when you're going through something big, maybe it's longer. But if you can just go through the hard stuff, who was I talking to about that? If you get through the hard, it's going to be on Martha this morning. Anything easy doesn't work long term, but if you get through the hard part, whether it be 90 seconds or 2 months, it's going to be way better on the other side.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah, because quick and easy stuff in your face to feel better right now doesn't work. Just doesn't work. Roxy, what's that?
You really have to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Mary said, you have to be in dynamic. We can't just stay stagnant in maintenance. We have to keep
always, yeah,
learning and growing. Well, I think you had a couple guests here. Do you have a guest here today, Roxy? And then did your Angie show up? Was that Angie?
But yeah, it was her, but then she's gone.
Okay. Angie's a bodybuilder.
I could tell.
We're hoping to have her on our team. And is this your guest here, Mara? I don't know who the other box is, but anyway, Margot, did you want to share what a win or a learn is this week?
It just reinforced to me how important it is to always remember to put yourself first, to love yourself.
Yeah.
Because it is so easy to get caught up in the muck and the mire and let it take over. And that ends up winning. And I want to be the winner in my life. I don't want that to be the winner in my life. And so when I get into those situations and those modes, I just have to get quiet and reflect and remember from whence I came. And from whence I came has brought me to today and takes me into tomorrow.
Mhm.
And today is a good day, and I want all my days to be those good days. So I
Mhm.
can't ever forget again to love me first and foremost, because when I do that, then I have the capacity to love and to help everybody else around me,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
I'm not wasting my energy on negative things that I can't do anything about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of it when he was talking about sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but it's and sometimes when I talk to a client, it's like, oh my gosh, is this ever going to be over? And I go, no, no, it's not. In
Mhm.
reality, it's not. But the major part of what you're going through to reach your transformation, that's a short term for a long term benefit.
Mhm.
So give it what you have to do today, and then your tomorrow is going to be a whole lot better in the long run.
Mhm.
And how long did it take you to put on the weight? Or
Mhm.
how long were you developing the bad habits that you developed? It wasn't overnight. So it's not going to change overnight.
Mhm.
It
And
takes time.
as our financial advisor, Kathy would recommend, we don't start funding a fund, right? We don't, and then stop midway. You
Right.
keep going.
Yeah.
And why would you do that, right? Doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. You've got you it's an investment, right? Uh
Yes. Yeah.
and
And I realized that when I went through this program very early on, when I said, when I hit my goal and I started moving on, I did what everybody else did. I went into maintenance, so to speak.
mhm.
And then I went, okay, I can do this on my own now. I've done this for a year. I'm good to go. And then all of a sudden
Right.
when I
Yeah.
picked up another 10 or 15 pounds again, I went, no, 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 no. I can't do this.
Back to
And
basics.
so I went back to basics, and then I've never gotten off. It worked for me then. Why am I going to change it now?
Yep. Yep.
It's just keeping it going.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what, you guys, you need a 10-pound, if you've ever been bowling with the bumpers with kids when they have the bumpers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
If you go bowling, you have bumpers, you have a 10-pound bumper or a 5-pound bumper window. If you bump up against the bumper, what do? You get straight and narrow, right? Something's off.
Yeah.
One of your habits is slippery. Okay. You go back to the coach and go, okay, where's my swing off? Where's my throw off? Right? Where am I off? Right? That's all you do. Isn't that
Yeah.
cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
just bring it back to the basics.
yeah, you just bring it back to, okay, I sharpen it up. What's off? My swing's off, right? Like a golfer, a bowler,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Just tighten it up and you'll get back in the straight and narrow and have your window and set your window. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just go, what am I not doing?
Yes.
What did I forget? Right? About like that was something you were doing that what you're not doing anymore. That's so it's really freeing, isn't it? Having the resource. And by the way, Margot, you brought this up when you're investing in yourself. I tell you what, I had this epiphany the other day, and I'm gonna switch over because I want to share Dr. Anderson with you guys here. I want to share the last 2 minutes of the coach. Which coaches heard the call last night? Did anybody? Anybody? Margaret, Ed, did you, Sharon? No, not yet.
No.
Roxy? Okay, I just want to play the last 2 minutes because I want to kind of share with you what's coming down the pike. What's that?
You have to call your own coach.
I have to call my own coach? What do you mean?
Is that the question that you ask?
Oh, no, I wondered if you were on the coach call last night.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. Do you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So what my point was, it brought me up is this is our insurance policy. Like the habits of health system is, we pay for life insurance, right? and we want to pay for that until it's out, so the policy runs through. We have our health insurance, but what are we really paying for? We're paying for crisis care insurance, aren't we? It's not really health insurance. You're insuring crisis, aren't you? Because it pays for crisis, right? Your health insurance plan.
Yeah.
Does it pay for your health or does it pay for your crisis? When do you
Oh, it pays for the crisis.
when do you use
Yeah.
health insurance, guys? When?
Yeah, when you're sick.
When you're sick.
Yeah.
So it's misnamed. It's completely doesn't,
Yeah.
it's your crisis care insurance. Now, do you get a couple wellness visits? Yeah. Right? You get some wellness things, but be careful and beware, because when you go to the car mechanic and they give you a checkup and you get a 15-point checkup, they're gonna find something wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? So beware. But anyway, my point is it's crisis care. So we have life insurance, we have crisis insurance, health crisis insurance, and then we have what I call this is we have crisis insurance and we have life insurance. This is our life insurance policy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
This, every time we spend money on this or spend time on this, we're spending money. Time is money, right? It just makes sense, doesn't it? And so you've got to invest time in that and some pennies in the piggy bank in order to get the return on the investment. But that's where it pays off, optimal health and life, not your, surgery because you're sick in the hospital, right? So just really, I had that awareness. But anyway, Dr. Anderson, I just wanted to share that with you because that was an aha moment for me. Does that make sense?
Well,
Yes,
and
yes.
and Dr. Amy, if I can say, and this may sound really deep and a little bizarre, but you talk about health insurance is really sick insurance. Life insurance is really death insurance.
Yeah, it is life.
It's it has nothing to do with your life, because once you cash it in, you're
Yeah.
gone.
Even though we all will die, it's guaranteed that that'll pay off.
Exactly. But the idea is they call it life insurance. And I go, it's not about my life, it's about my death.
Oh,
and what I leave to those behind me.
shut up. That is totally cool. I love that. I'm gonna do a live on that. Anyway, so here's Dr. Anderson and what's coming up next. So thank you, Margot, for sharing, because that is great. So what's coming up next? This was a coach call. It was over an hour, almost an hour and a half. He is on fire about this coming up year and about saving the people on the Titanic. I call everyone in the new boat, the medical GLP-1 medical weight loss boat, like the Titanic. They're preparing for the Titanic to go down. And right now we're preparing to help more people with life preservers and send out the life insurance policies to the rescue, because they need it desperately. And so there's a lot of stuff coming down the pike this year coming up. This last 3 months of the year to prepare for the more people that are going into the medications, but people are already coming off with complications and they're already knowing that they don't know what to do to keep a healthy habit. So it's going to be our job to teach them. It's our job to teach them the only thing that there is, which is this, right? To help them to learn, because I talked to another gal this week who's had not only bariatric surgery, but been on the GLP-1s and now is in a worse scenario, gained it back 4 times as fast. 4 times as fast. She gained it back almost instantaneously. And she is sicker than a dog. And her husband also gained all his weight back. I mean, it's just a nightmare, and quickly. Remember, because they lose that muscle mass. So we have a lot of work to do. So what they're doing is shoring up the ante here. And they're really trying to help us to bring this to the next level. And I'll just want to play his last 2 minutes of this, and then I'll tell you some of the things that are coming out at the end of the year.
Dina,
Here's
and everybody, what just an amazing Zoom this was tonight. And if you really look at it about rising up, right now the challenge is for you to make that choice. Look what the company has done for us.
Can you
Look
hear
at
it?
all the changes.
Yes.
When we were
Yeah.
talking earlier about, Doug was talking about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and we're talking about food technologists. I had this epiphany that, we had in Star Wars, we had the basically evil empire, right? The Empire Strikes Back, and we had the Force. And we have food technology that's out there making processed food, and it is so unhealthy for us. And in this little lab in Owens Mills, we have the Force building, once again, products that will support the latest use with the GLP-1 drugs, allow us to go through all the processes of which were designed within the Habits of Health. And when I designed the Habits of Health, it is a journey. It's a journey of a lifetime. Not only as we go through, do we get to optimization, like Doug was talking about earlier, but we need to move on to ultra health. We always want to know what the next step is. So I'm rising up right now, and I've decided to make the gold standard, the Bible of how GLP-1 drugs as a tool fit in. And the name of this piece is a primer, is Prescription for Life. We are literally going to say, yep, your healthcare professionals, if you decide you want to use these medications, he's going to write a prescription. But what you're going to get beyond that is the right way. And the right way to use these medications is understand, just like in the journey to the Habits of Health, moving on to ultra health, in the journey of using GLP-1s, if you use them, you need to know right from the beginning, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end when you no longer need them. And we are going to give your clients and any candidate, 50 million people will be using these drugs. Doug, we're not up to a trillion yet, but I love the enthusiasm. We're about 8 billion people, and right now we know somewhere around 75% of those in the United States are unhealthy and will be looking, and as these drugs get better, they'll be using them to start. But as we know, nothing outside of us can create long-term health and well-being. So the Prescription for Life is literally the prescription in the beginning, but knowing, and we're going to set out and give the latest thoughts on everything from how to microdose, how to basically use these drugs appropriately, how they fit in and how they'll move forward. So let me do that for you. Just like the Habits of Health, you guide them to that. I'm going to guide them to you, because they're going to understand that the end result they're going to get without Optavia, without the constructs that are going to be in, and this will be a generic piece, so you can give it out to all 50 million. And they will then understand that what they need and the components they need. And there's only one place on the earth where you can get those components, and that is right here at Optavia. So with that, congratulations, everyone that's here tonight. Thank you for being with us. This is the start of the vision that I had 20 plus years ago to get the United States and the world healthy. Not healthy for a little period of time, not just to lose some weight, but actually change the trajectory so we can create optimal health and well-being for the United States and in the world. God bless. What we need you to do now is, how are you going to rise up and help us? We need a bigger army. We need you to get off your butts and get to work. Let's go change the world.
Get up.
Now, Dr.
He is
Amy,
fired up.
that is life insurance.
That is life insurance.
Yeah.
Right
Yes.
there.
Dr.
Right
A
there.
is life insurance.
Absolutely. It is. And every single one of y'all are you're role modeling, whether you're coaching or not, is throwing out a life preserver. So do not keep this in the closet, guys. Do not, because people need it. This gal I talked to, I was in tears. I thought about her all night. I kept her, she kept me awake. I can't tell me how many people I've talked to. They need our help. And guess what? She had these books. Guess where they were? In her basement. Had she had done Optavia, she did Optavia. It didn't work. I said, well, guess what? Go get your books, dust them off, because here we go, giddy up. I said, she said, I don't want that. I don't want to buy that food. I said, I'm going to coach you. I'm not going to even let you buy food. I'm not going to let you buy anything. You're going to get your nose in those books.
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
People like, I'm not buying it. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm not going to let you buy anything because you didn't do anything the first time right.
Yeah.
Right. And look at this disaster you're in, and your husband. Disaster. Absolute disaster. And Sharon's got a friend whose husband's going up for his undoing of all of his bariatric surgeries to Mayo Clinic this week. They're going to undo his surgeries, plural. People, this is not okay.
Yeah, that's bad.
You missed the boat. You just missed the boat completely. Everyone is missing. Everyone who is a past Optavian, Optavia did it. No, they missed. But so what they're doing now, and you missed the whole hour conversation, the whole hour thing, but they're going to, as a corporation, they're going to run a challenge that's for 90 days to the end of the year, but they're going to do it in 2-week increments, because everybody's willing to actually try something for 2 weeks. We can commit to something for 2 weeks. It's a lot easier than a month, right? And
Yes.
it's a lot easier than
3 months.
Than 3 months. So what if we break it down? Just bring your friends along in 2-week chunks. Bring them along, and just because if you can win in 2 weeks, then you can go, oh, maybe I could do another 2, win in another 2, win in another 2, and start implementing and just dripping on them. Hey, how about this healthy habits thing? Can we change our minds now? You know what? Let's open our minds. Let's go from closed-minded diet mindset to open-minded learn and grow mindset, and let's help you help friends and family to do this, because it's not going to happen without our help. They just are not going to get it. So that's going to come out as a corporation. It's not just a like David Bush's challenge like that we do, right? It's going to be a corporate thing. So I love that because it's going to be everybody's teams, not just separate teams. So that's going to be really fun coming up. And they're starting the first one on October 7th. So just have your people in mind who you want to have on your team. I don't have the details yet, but we're going to be building teams. And it's going to be corporately sponsored and really yummy. And then they're going to start bringing people to the actual headquarters where they make the foods, groups of people, so you can actually see where the fuelings are made. It's super fun. So that's going to be fun. There's new products that they're going to come out with as well, like bags of protein bags instead of little onesies, bags of like pancake mix, bags of biscuit mix, bags, because then, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's easier to make recipes and things like that. So that's super fun.
I'm going to interrupt you right there because also the thing that hit me is they're having a whole line of soy-free and gluten-free foods, not just a few soy-free items, but complete line of soy-free and gluten-free.
Yes, yes.
Sorry.
Because no, it's okay. Think about all the people that still don't know how to eat a healthy meal or craft a healthy meal, right? And think about we have ideal and we know what we should do, like in our own garden, in our own, make our own food and make it all and everything. But then we have reality and idealism and reality. And then we have to meet in the middle. So these foods are going to be for those people getting off the medications who still don't have the habits of health, right? So, and they still need to develop those habits and learn them. So that's going to be really fun. And then they're doing an event on January 18th. So mark the date. That's going to be live streamed throughout the country. And they're going to go to regions, and each region is going to get a big, shout out. So there's going to be a really fun January event nationwide. And then anyone who wants to become a mentor or coach others, this is big. They're quadrupling any of your Kathy will like this, but the new coaches who want to come on and help sponsor, like 3 different friends and family, they're going to quadruple your, your bonuses on that. And they're quadrupling it. They're just like, it's amazing. So that's going to be really fun too. So anybody who has the bend for doing any kind of coaching or supporting somebody is going to be really benefiting in terms of, bonuses. So there's a lot of fun stuff coming up, and I'm super excited I would love to go to the factory. So I'm super excited about what's happening and what's going to happen in the future here. So, and I'm excited that you guys are on my team because I know we're going to have a super awesome team, and and we're going to have some fun with this stuff. So, so anyway, that's what's coming. So watch out. All right. What other any takeaway? Oh, Margot, you have your moment. We got to go.
I do. And it's perfect for today.
Okay.
I love being around real women, the ones who tell it like it is, but are also full of grace. The ones who let you in on their secrets of success, yet aren't afraid to share their shortcomings. The ones who are unapologetic in who they are and offer space for you to be too. Real women. These are my people. You are my people.
Good.
Oh, that was great.
Yay.
I need that one.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
It's just always funny to me how whatever I pick seems to follow whatever we talk about for the day. And I never know what we're going to talk about for the day, but it just seems to flow. So
well, please send that to all of us, and just know I'm super impressed. Dr. Anderson's been around in a lot of our coaching groups, and he is so in the trenches, you guys. It's very inspiring. He's in the trenches. He's great. So you keep up the good work, guys. Ladies, love women, love you.
yes,
Have a great day. Max.